Tether US stablecoin, the Trojan Horse of US financial power. It's a Trojan horse, a dollar that sneaks into corners of the world where US banks can't reach. Introduction, the Trojan Horse in plain sight. Imagine a gleaming digital horse, elegant in code, silent on the blockchain. It carries no soldiers, just stablecoins, but inside every token is a dollar, a legacy instrument of US power, now rewrapped in internet-native skin. This is Tether, USDT, a financial Trojan horse. In an era where conventional banking rails are slow, exclusionary, or sanctioned, Tether moves swiftly, frictionlessly, and globally. It's not just a tool for traders or DeFi degens. It's a quiet force, distributing the US dollar into places where traditional financial infrastructure cannot go, all without permission or enforcement. As the world enters a new phase of monetary multipolarity, the stablecoin wars may define who controls the pipes of global trade. Foundations. Standing on the shoulders of giants. To understand Tether's power, we must trace its lineage. Technology is an iterative game. Every major innovation stacks upon previous breakthroughs. The Internet laid the foundation for Web 1, which gave rise to interactive platforms in Web 2, which now evolves into decentralized ecosystems in Web 3. Mobile phones built on the Internet's back. App stores stood on mobile platforms. AI today rides on the compute and mobile revolutions that came before. Likewise, Tether sits atop a multi-layered infrastructure. The US dollar's global dominance, the public internet, blockchain infrastructure and Web3 protocols, mobile-first wallets, and cloud-based apps. Tether is not a ground-up invention. It's a composite, combining the trust and liquidity of the dollar with the speed, access, and flexibility of decentralized tech. Its financial power repackaged in programmable form. 3. Tether's strategic role in extending dollar hegemony. What makes the US dollar powerful isn't just economics, it's architecture. The dollar's role as the global reserve currency gives the US control over transaction rails. From SWIFT messaging to bank settlement layers, the dollar isn't just money, it's infrastructure. But that infrastructure is aging, politically weaponized, and increasingly distrusted. Enter Tether, a synthetic dollar that doesn't need banks, borders, or even permission. In emerging markets, USDT is used as a hedge against local inflation. In sanctioned regions, it enables trade outside of Western-controlled systems. On crypto exchanges, it is the base pair for global liquidity. Tether has exported dollar utility without exporting the burden of U.S. compliance. In effect, it makes the dollar mobile, neutral, and trustless, even while resting on the trust of the U.S. Treasury itself. This duality is what makes it so potent and so dangerous. This content is brought to you by Bobby Giggs. Promote your brand here and reach a wide audience across platforms like YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. Follow the links in the description to get started. IV, the rise of the rival stack, China's digital financial superhighway. In September 2024, former Greek Finance Minister Yanis Varoufakis delivered a speech in Shanghai outlining what he called the real threat to U.S. financial power, not Taiwan, not trade deficits, but a new digital financial stack emerging from China. He described a system built on cloud capital, digital platforms like Tencent, WeChat, and Alibaba, tightly integrated with China's financial sector under the Communist Party. In contrast to the U.S., where Wall Street and Silicon Valley operate in friction, China has unified its tech finance architecture. The result is a seamless superhighway for payments, powered by the digital RMB, built for cross-border transactions and interoperability via platforms like mBridge. This isn't just a currency play, it's infrastructure warfare. Varoufakis warned that this stack poses a clear and present danger to the dollar's dominance, offering speed, sovereignty, and escape from the weaponized dollar system. V. Geopolitical fracture, competing monetary infrastructures. The dollar is no longer unchallenged. The rise of CBDCs, BRICS payment initiatives, and growing de-dollarization efforts are fragmenting the global financial stack. What's emerging is not just a currency war, but a rails war, a battle over who controls the back-end plumbing of global trade and capital flows. The U.S. approach has been to regulate, sanction, and restrict. The Chinese approach has been to build, integrate, and distribute. Tether sits at the center of this divide. It is an extension of U.S. power, but in a format that doesn't require enforcement. It flows naturally through decentralized systems, mobile apps, and browser wallets. It reaches the unbanked, the sanctioned, the shadow economies, and brings the dollar with it. In this light, Tether isn't a disruptor. It's an enabler of status quo dominance, using new tools to preserve old power. VI, the fragility and resilience of Tether. But power comes with exposure. Tether's strength, its proximity to the dollar, is also its risk. Regulatory bodies in the US and Europe are increasingly suspicious of its reserves and operations. Calls for stablecoin legislation and central bank alternatives threaten its model. Competing stablecoins, like USDC, offer greater transparency but lack Tether's global penetration. Tether exists in a precarious balance, useful to the system, yet always on the edge of being shut out by it. And yet it endures, because no other instrument bridges traditional finance and borderless internet trade quite like it. It fills a vacuum that central banks cannot yet address. 7. Conclusion: Trojan Horse, or last line of defense. Tether is not a revolution, it's an adaptation. It doesn't seek to replace the dollar, but to extend it, to ride deeper into the digital realm than banks or regulators can follow. As new players like China build sovereign financial ecosystems designed to bypass the dollar, Tether may be one of America's last effective tools to project soft financial power into the Web3 era. So the real question isn't whether Tether is a threat to U.S. hegemony, it's whether it's the last instrument preserving it. In a world of digital empires and monetary fragmentation, Tether remains what it has always been: a Trojan horse, carrying the dollar into the future, one token at a time.